This episode of SWIMFANS contains discussion of sexual violence.
Okay, so if the four of us were like a government like outfit, right? Mm-hmm. What would our code names be? What would your code name be?
Does it have to be a bird?
I'm gonna say for the rules of the game, it can be literally anything that you want it to be.
I like a mantis shrimp a lot. I'm gonna say mantis shrimp, which just sounds weird if you don't know what that creature is.
You calling into the handler, being like, "This is what did you say, mantis shrimp?"
Yeah, I'm gonna send a picture of what they look like, and
I got eyes.
they're really incredible creatures.
I got eyes everywhere. I can look behind me at the same time I'm looking in front of me. I got those mantis eyes.
I think it'd be funny if Craig's was like glitter or like lollipop, like something really like fun and nice.
Mascara.
Mother base, this is garbage can. Come in.
Dermaplaning. Do you read?
Jennifer is retinol. That's her name.
Come in, base. This is estrogen.
That's pretty good. I think it'd be a successful spy outfit. With names like that. I would be Jockstrap, obviously.
Of course.
Of course.
Like that scene where he's like, "Use the code name," and you're like, "Jockstrap."
Yeah, the CIA is like, "Okay, you're Agent Jockstrap," and I'm like, "Is there like an HR guy I can go to for homophobia reasons?"
Just the F slur.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, everybody else is like Agent Falcon, Agent Condor, and you're just Agent Falcon.
There's no agent in front of it.
The CIA is no longer like depressed and Latina. It's now just absolutely homophobic again.
It's like we gave you a code name. This is what they're calling you.
Hello and welcome to SWIMFANS. This is SWIMFANS full clip. This is the very last installment, okay, of our action movie block for the summer. The summer is over, but full clip is not quite yet over yet. I am your co-host, homosexual, broke, and vulnerable. I'm Josh McKenzie.
I'm approaching Max von Sydow like he's a lost kid in a food court, and I'm bringing him back to Ingmar Bergman. I'm Craig Neeson.
I'm fucking underneath my somber photo of an empty park bench. I'm Jennifer Hawking.
I'm a mantis shrimp. I'm Shannon Strucci. I can punch through glass, and I can see more colors than humans.
Shannon's eyes take up about 35% of their body. Everybody knows this.
Yeah.
We're very happy to have video editor, player, and co-host on Oddity Roadshow, Shannon Strucci. Welcome back to the pod.
I'm excited to be here. This
week on the show, we are talking 1975 Sidney Pollack film, 3 Days of the Condor.
Just do it.
Okay, so if you haven't seen 3 Days of the Condor, this movie stars Robert Redford. He is a guy named Joe, all right? And Joe works for the CIA, but in like the nerd division. So what they do at and I would love to know if this is a real job. SwimFans podcast at gmail.com. If this is a real job, let me know. So Joe and his CIA outfit work in like a undercover studio type thing. And what they do is they read everything published in the world. It comes to them and they read it to sort of, understand if there are any plots that resemble CIA plots or if there are any sort of codes that resemble CIA codes that they can then run up the flagpole to see about like leaks or whatever. So one day Joe is out of the office, and while he is away, some assassins break in and they kill all of his comrades. They miss him just by virtue of him being out to lunch. Immediately before this, like I think it happens before the start of the movie, we see that he had I don't know, found some sort of oddity in translation. Like there was like some books or whatever that were being translated into apparently unusual languages for 1975. So he brought that to their attention before the start of the movie. And then, this all happens. So he obviously he runs away from all of his dead coworkers. He goes to like a phone booth and he calls his handler and he's like, hey, everybody's dead. What do I do here? And they're like, all right, you're going to meet your section chief behind in an alleyway. All right. And he's like, well, that's scary. I don't know my section chief.
Like, wait, hold on.
Yeah. And they're like, well, okay, your really good friend Sam will be there. And he's like, okay, well, I like Sam. So Sam and the section chief, whose name is Wicks, they are waiting for Joe to arrive. And when Joe does arrive, Wicks opens fire. He attempts to kill Joe, but Joe, who had gotten a gun from the place where he worked, returns fire, killing Wicks. But before Wicks dies, he takes a shot and kills Sam. So Wicks, I think, is like clinging to life, but Sam is for sure dead, and Joe has beat feet, so he's gone. And Wicks has now told the police that he is responsible for the death of Sam and for the injuring of Wicks. Joe, now sort of running away, he finds a woman who is in like some sort of clothing store. He kidnaps her. This is Faye Dunaway's character, Kathy, and he forces her to take him home with her so he can like sort of hide somewhere that he wouldn't be found. He's waiting on the news. He sees that he is that Sam and the other guy are dead. He's upset about this, and of course this woman is terrified because this man is holding a gun to her neck and is like in her apartment now. But she, as Jennifer implied, she takes photos of empty spaces, which I imagine that Craig in photography school has seen a fair bit of. So she's a little weird, she's a little quirky, and even this sort of terror sort of becomes maybe like a Stockholm syndrome, or just she finds something attractive in Redford's character, and so they go from sort of like antagonistic to lovers fairly quickly. I was
thinking, as I watched it, it was like the "Hello Human Resources" meme. Like if it wasn't Robert Redford, she never would have let this happen. Anyway, sorry to interrupt. Before I forgot, I wanted to say that.
No, if it was anybody who didn't look quite that good in like bell-bottom jeans, it would have been over. Yeah. Fearing for Sam's wife, Joe goes to her apartment. He's able to sort of get her to safety, but while there, he encounters sort of a scary man in the elevator. And this is Jaber. Jaber is like an assassin. He used to work for the CIA, and now he just freelances wet work. They sort of, feel each other out, and Joe sort of jukes Jaber and like gets away from him, but he's able to sort of track the license plate on Dunaway's character's car, so he's able to sort of find where he is. This leads the other assassin that you saw earlier in the movie, who's dressed like a mailman. He and Redford's character have like a fairly low octane fight in Dunaway's character's apartment, but at the end of the fight, the mailman is shot and killed. So then there's like some espionage stuff in the middle here. He's able to he like stole like a phone. Listen, I was born in the 90s. So he takes like a phone device from the phone company and he like jacks it into a switchboard, which I've only seen in cartoons. And he's able to somehow divine the hotel room that Jaber is staying in. And then is able to figure out that he was hired by a guy named Leonard Atwood, who is the CIA lead for like the entire Middle East region. So Joe goes to see him. And he realizes all of this, everything that's happened is because those books that he found prior to the start of the film were a plan to sort of rule the Middle East with an iron fist for oil for the American public. So a crazy story like that. Joe is like accosting him about it, and Jaber arrives. Joe thinks it's up, but Jaber actually kills Atwood, the guy the CIA had, because this was about to be a international incident. Jaber suggests that Joe become an assassin, but Joe's like, no, I like being a guy. And the last scene here is Joe sort of doing a tete-a-tete with his I think his boss at the CIA, Higgins. Higgins is like, we're just going to debrief you. You're good to go. Like, no one's going to try to shoot you anymore. And Joe's like, well, I've already released all of this information to the New York Times. Everybody will know that, the American government was going to wring the Middle East dry for oil. And, there's sort of an interesting ambiguous ending at the end here where Higgins seems to imply that even though that Joe has blown the whistle, they may not even publish the story. What did we think about 3 Days of the Condor? Oh, Condor is his code name. That's why it's called 3 Days of the Condor.
I was expecting like some sort of like plane thing to happen.
Yeah, I guess I assumed it was like a hotel or something. I had no idea what this movie was about.
I picked this, and the reason why 3 Days of the Condor and the CIA appealed to me because I thought it was about Operation Condor. And the overthrow. Yeah, but it's not that. This is so I know we're gonna have Robot Lady up top. Like we're gonna need her.
Sure. Yeah.
So. Yeah, I mean, this film, it's an odd one. There's there's a kind of like bog standard like spy thing. Like, I don't know who to trust. I'm kind of navigating the world in a kind of Jason Bourne-esque way. I don't even know what kind of powers I have until I'm like back up against the wall. I mean, Robert Redford's great. I mean, he carries this character through. This movie's bizarre, just like tonally bizarre. I mean, he gets to be the wish fulfillment of like a really bookish, cool guy who needs to get like revenge on the people that wronged him, while also seducing a hot woman. But, in this, like, insane, like, vulgar way, the Faye Dunaway character is, like, there's so much to talk about. I'm getting, like, log jammed. He psychoanalyzes her. He's like, yeah, your photos are, like, trees and shit. I can tell you want to die. Don't you want to have sex with me? And it's like, holy shit, what? 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 Oh, my God. And, and then she becomes, like, putty in his hands. It's one of the more, like, grotesque imbalances of power, and and there's like no the film doesn't do anything in the way of like the Redford character being like, I'm really sorry that I have to do this to stay alive. He's actually kind of like a dick about it. He's pretty brutal, and then of course, the construction of a woman here, the idea of a woman here is like, oh, that's fucking dreamy as hell. I'm gonna just fall head over heels for that. So there's weird sexual energy on display here. This film is like one of the few films I learned, because it was super disorienting, that ever got permission to ever filmed inside the World Trade Center. It filmed in the North Tower, actually.
So
that's where Higgins. That's where Higgins' office is. And I mean, there's always a kind of like whiplash. For me, when I see the Twin Towers, as I'm sure for a lot of Americans, in a film. Like every time Die Hard with a Vengeance plays, and you see there's a sequence where Bruce Willis like looks up, and it's the Twin Towers, and it's like it's destabilizing, right? It's weird. It's like there's like kind of like discomfort post fact that like, oh, those things like don't exist. Those things are actually like negative now. They're like recessed into the ground. They're pools of water. They've been like just erased off the face of the earth. So there's all of that like fucking weirdness, and then unfolding, which of course is like not, in like a conspiratorial minded, like Immortal Technique Jedi mind tricks listener, you'd be like, oh my God, this movie was like telling me all about 9/11 in Afghanistan and Iraq before it happened, as though like in the 50s we hadn't deposed Mossadegh and installed the Shah and blah 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 blah. We've the cat's been out of the bag. The interest, it's like it's the line that the CIA spook like delivers. It's like, yeah, we game these things out, and sometimes they're an option. And actually, the op that you discovered might have been good, might have worked. maybe it was a good plan, actually. Had to scrap it because you found it, but had to kill that guy who was orchestrating it, but sound, actually. So it's riven through with this kind of like madness post, how many decades is it? Like 3-4 decades later that we're like seeing this film, and it's like laying all these kind of like topics like super bare. And then the elegant thing, I think at the end, is this punch to the gut where it's like, well, I just brought this shit to the New York Times, baby. I just brought this. That's the paper to record. That's you are so fucked. And it's like, essentially, it's like, are you sure, buddy? You sure they're gonna? You sure we don't like? There's all sorts of like inferences we can make. Do they not control the New York Times? Do they not control what gets published? Do they not have sway over what story gets killed? How it's spun? And like, yeah, I mean, the paper of record would be like, Iraq has WMD, and it's like, okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, like this film is just, it's like impossible to view, I think, at least for me, in a way that's like, I'm just watching a movie about Robert Redford doing spy shit. Being back up against the wall. I'm seeing like a really dark and a really fucked up little like portrait of like American intelligence and empire, and yeah, I mean, it's laced through with like things that are fun and enjoyable. Like Max von Sydow, was born to play like an almost affectless Scandinavian killer for hire. It's amazing. He even has a little mustache. I love it. But what's primary here is just like, this is insane. This is insane. Like this is a crazy thing. And the idea of like, it even undercutting like what would later become like the bread and butter of like Steven Spielberg in The Post. Like, oh, the press is vital. Democracy dies in the dark and shit. It's like, are you sure, buddy? Like it's basically like the spook looking in the camera and being like, "Are you fucking sure about that?" And I think for that reason alone, it's like it's marvelous. It's like really marvelous, rotten in a lot of ways, in like form and content, but like marvelous.
Yeah, I like this quite a bit. There's obviously all the stuff Craig was saying where, like, a character will look into the camera and just go, 2 planes are going to hit this building on September 11th, 2001. But, like, even, like, outside of that stuff, like, I just think this is, like, a really solid movie. I'm not, like, super familiar with, like, a lot of spy movies, but it seems like this might be some kind of, like, counterpoint to, like, I don't know. I mean, definitely, like, I don't know if it's really riffing with, like, James Bond as much as it's riffing with, like, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy or whatever. Like, it feels like much closer to that.
It's more Le Carré, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And but it's, like, really cool that it's not, like, it's just some guy. It's just, like, some low-level guy who works for the organization who gets sort of, like, accidentally swept up into this whole thing that's, like, way bigger than him. It's like really satisfying to, like, watch him use his, like, low-level CIA knowledge to, like, do some kind of, like, vintage phone network hacking, social engineering stuff. Like, that's
that
all
rocked.
That's probably my favorite part of this movie is just watching the ways you could break old technology before everything was operated by computers, and then also it's told in this, like, really kind of, like, stripped down 70s style. Like, it reminded me a lot of, like, the, like, matter of fact tone you get from like Taking of Pelham 1 2 3, or, like, even, like, The French Connection, like we talked about earlier in the summer. I like how aggressively New Hollywood it is. Everything escalates really well. I love the reveal of the CIA plan. Like, there's, like, a whole world going on over there. Like, Max von Sydow's character is, like, outsourcing stuff, and that's not going well. And, like, like, there's, like, a weird chain of command where, like, the mailman is a pawn of someone else who's a pawn of someone else, And so it's all, like, this kind of, like, depersonalized, like, everyone's just doing their job, but their job requires them to kill everyone else in the company, There's just cool. There's just, I don't know. That's fun to me. That's like that's one of the most satisfying parts of it. I did occasionally think it was a little too dry for my particular taste. Like the opening act before like until he like grabs the gun out of the desk and leaves the office or whatever. It's like 35 minutes and it was just like really not economical of time in any way. But like that, that like small asides, really liked it. Really liked this a lot.
I had actually seen this before and just forgot a lot of it. I think I saw it just a couple of years ago. And I had confused it in some parts with like the Paranoia trilogy, which I've seen. It's Clute, All the President's Men, and The Parallax View.
Oh, okay.
Like, I think because Redford's also in All the President's Men. I think those movies are a little bit more like legitimately unnerving, or a little like parts of this are very silly. And it's also like his girlfriend gets killed in the beginning of the movie, and I don't think she's come up once in the conversation, right? Like, it's pretty weird. The treatment of women is crazy in this movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, all the stuff with Faye Dunaway is like aged horribly. Or he's like, well, I didn't, rape you. And then she's like, ugh. And then they have sex and she's like in love with him or not in love with him or whatever. I don't know. I was just like out loud watching it. I was like, this was written by a man. There's so many really amazing character beats in the script. Like the fact that Max von Sydow's character like paints minis. He's like nerdy and meticulous.
Oh yeah.
When one of the coworkers gets shot and falls down the stairs, his toupee comes off.
Pretty good.
The fight with the mailman is really, really good. I like the way that it was shot, where they like both look towards like all these things that are happening. It was pretty tense and pretty fun, and I like the assassin character a lot. He's like, "Hey, it's not personal, whatever." It's so flippant about life, and also I loved how much of a terrible coward Robert Redford's character was in this. Like the scene where he bribes. I don't know if they're teenagers or just like young people, but he's like, "I'll give you $5 to break into my car to use them as human shields." The assassins there. These like innocent random people. And I think it's worth watching, especially if you're like kind of steeled about the like sexual coerciveness and creepiness of it. Like there's this like gentle like backlit shot of them before they kiss, and I'm like, well, he's kidnapping her. This is weird. But overall, yeah, it's fun. I think I like the Paranoia trilogy films more as far as like 70s or around that time period spy stuff. But I'm glad that I was on for this one and that I got to rewatch it, because there are parts of it that are really fun and weird.
What I really love, Shannon, speaking of the fight that Redford has with the mailman, it's very kick heavy, which I feel like is unusual. like they are like when you watch an action film, especially an American one, it's quite masculine to punch, right? Like America has a long boxing tradition. Punching is what men do. These assassins are roundhousing. They are jump kicking. They are knocking shit off the walls with their legs. Mm-hmm. It was pretty great how leg heavy it was. Yeah, I liked this quite a bit. I'm a big fan of like this sort of mid-century spy stuff. Like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy changed my personality for a while. If I had more free time, I would be like a Le Carré guy, where I'm like reading all the books. But so I really enjoyed it. I mean, Redford has a lot of like magnetism in this role. I mean, it's Robert Redford, right? So like you expect a fair bit of charisma, even when he's like coercing Faye Dunaway into doing Stockholm Syndrome stuff with her. He still sort of has that charisma about him. Yeah, Max von Sydow makes a very cute like assassin. He's almost like a Hannibal Lecter figure. Like he's like cold as ice, right? And he's like you get the sense that he's like read a lot of books, but also he's kind of like moe with it. Like he has like his little toys. If this was an animated man, Tumblr would be insane for him. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it all. I mean, I think just like the absolute 1-to-1, right? Like of what this movie is like forecasting, and what this movie is forecasting is like sort of an incredible pie in the sky sort of plan on behalf of the CIA that came down exactly as they said it would in this movie. I think that really lays bare this sort of lie that I think has been told through like the news media since we were children about how like, the conflicts in the Middle East are so complicated. Things just, kept getting out of control or whatever. No one ever wanted to kill millions of people. We just wanted, to find the WMDs or whatever. And it's like, okay, I mean, everybody knew that was a lie already, but like the fact that you could tell in 1975 that was a lie, it just really lays bare, like, I mean, because I didn't pay attention to the news when I was 9, when, you sort of take what's given to you when you're a child. And then when you grow up and you're like, oh no, everybody saw this. Hollywood saw this coming, which means it must have been really obvious. Even during that time. So, I think, aside from like the weird gender politics of the movie, I think what's most chilling is that just like this, this idea, because this was pretty quickly after Watergate, I think. So like the sheer speed with which political corruption would like drop like a stone over the next 2 decades until I was alive. I don't know. It's kind of harrowing, but I did like when he did like 1970s phone freaking. That was pretty cool. I don't even know what that was. He like let the touch tone play into the phone, and it's like, oh, this is the number that you dialed, and I'm like, that's awesome. That's like analog star 67 or whatever. Yeah. Actually, that was a big takeaway too. Was like I was watching like I understand that you found the start of the movie dry, Jennifer, but I was like, man, I wish I was alive in 1975. Cigarettes couldn't hurt you.
Rotary phones everywhere.
Rotary phones everywhere. Nobody could get a hold of you if you didn't want them to. Okay, if you did not want to talk to somebody, there was nothing they could do about it. No posts at all. And just like a lot of like walking and like really flattering jeans. And I just spent the whole up until the murders being like, I should have been alive then. I would have killed it in 1975.
Pea coats with the highest collars you've ever seen.
Oh, constantly popped the collar.
Yeah.
That one guy's fuzzy collar was crazy with the hat when they're like outside by the bay or whatever talking. It's so their outfits are distracting.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Higgins was kind of eating the whole movie.
They both have crazy blue eyes too. They also look like Tumblr people.
And like fucking like every barber for a man in this era was like, let's just let this grow out. Like that was it. Just they didn't even like touch the hair. Like a couple like snips here and there. Like, let's let this grow out. Like every dude just has like a full fucking head of hair. And they're like, that's good enough. Yeah. And the tech here is great. Like, I mean, one expects I think a certain level of I think the closest we get is the delightful switchboard hotel monkeying, but like, the woman that kind of like guards the door, like after she's been killed, when Redford returns, because we're aware that she allows people in through looking at a CCTV camera, right? And like like when she's dead on the floor, we see the monitor and it's like 6 inches by 6 inches. And like, you could have like a convincing cardboard cutout, like as a mailman, there are machines. I really like it. It's part of like the film's texture. And I mean, what they do at this particular like CIA group home is, again, like read books, but there's a machine that's like, it's printing. It's doing that like, I don't know, how do you call it? What are those printers called?
Dot matrix printer?
Yeah, it's like a dot matrix
printer.
Dot matrix printer that's like printing out just like lines, right? Like it has this kind of like rhythmic machine like motion. And after everyone's dead, like that's just the soundtrack to like Robert Redford discovering everyone's bodies. It's just this machine that's just pumping out words and words and words. So that, I mean, there's an interest there in like, the tech, the machine gun with the the silencer, the silly ass mailman, Max von Sydow's his fucking scope that he's watching college about to destroy college children with. Like, it's not it's full of these like little touches of like the era. Like one of the like aha moments is because Robert Redford has had that memo in his pocket the entire time, the one where it's like, Central has rejected your study because you're a fucking dumbass. Don't look any further into it. And it like CCs his fucking like his like attempted assassin on it. Just like which is it's like CC, and it's the guy that gets 86 at the end. I mean, there's a kind of there's an analog brilliance to the film. And of course, like Faye Dunaway, we never see her like making a photograph, or even know if we see her holding a camera, do we? But
no, I don't think
but
so.
she's got her
I
like
don't think so, no.
black and white photographs of trees, and like that idea of like Redford being we get a window into the Redford character through the spooks reading his file, and they're like, he technically knows, like he's like held a gun before.
Like he's like a Marine or something, but like not...
like he did 2 years. He's done like basic marksman.
He was in the nerd corps.
The nerd corps.
Exactly. He was in the gaming division.
He's on the esports team. The CIA esports team.
He's playing fucking like baseball on his Atari. There's there's a real like loveliness to even like the inner sanctums of the spookdom. Like the man that Redford calls to announce that like everyone is dead. It's this wheelchair bound man who has like a bunch of different phones in front of him. And a big fucking map, and he's the only person in this room.
Yeah.
It's like this like closed box of a room. We never see outside of it. We don't really know where it is in space, but he's just kind of like conduit between Redford and like the spooks in like Langley or the World Trade Center or wherever they're supposed to be, and like he's like taking the phone off the hook and then like putting it into a rubber thing, like he's putting it into the rubber holster so that call can talk to a different call. Like that's how you transfer the call, is by physically taking the receiver.
It's so
crazy.
cute.
And plugging
I'm
it into
obsessed.
the receiver. And then the film is like littered with that kind of texture, and the cars too. The cars of the day, it's just so firmly planted in this like era's like charm. I mean, there's not like a lot in this film that's like charming, but what is there? Like Shannon was saying, Max von Sydow's character loves to do war games with his little tin miniatures. Dude loves to have his toupee fall off in death. There's like little moments of like levity and like charm here, and then there's the charm of like seeing it in 2025. I think that like helped the film be because it does drag its feet like pretty terribly in parts.
One of the things that I felt was so alien to me, this doesn't matter, but like it's so completely alien to me while watching, was that you go to the diner and you give him like a sticky note of everybody's orders. And I feel like if you did that at a sandwich shop now, they would just like tell you to kill yourself. Like you would have you could like order them all online, of course, but like, it just seems like if you walked up to the counter and you're like, this is what I want, go ahead and read this off for me. It just seems like it would be over for you at that shop.
Yeah.
That was one of the most, because I know that computers and phones used to be different, but like the sandwich culture is different.
Oh yeah, he's also backseat driving while that dude's making a sandwich. He's, like imagine being the kitchen staff, like, no, that one's mayo. No, you like the sous chef is gonna kill you. Like you're over.
They're gonna pull out a gun. Just shoot you over the counter.
Yeah, they're gonna do the Warriors to you in the middle of the sandwich shop.
The Grubhub driver's gonna see and help. Like,
right.
And that guy next to him, who was like teasing him or like this idiot, I can't remember what exactly it was, because he's like faking that he's a writer because he has to keep his job secret. He's got this guy heckling him at the diner too, and they're all both like bullying the cook.
Well, if it isn't Mr. Harvard over here with his books, and it's like, and it's weird because like that is essentially what he is. He's like Mr. Lit Department. Like that's the extent of it. So it is kind of an own. Like his cover is like not even a cover.
Well, I definitely thought that he was kidding when he's like, "Oh, my job is reading books," and I'm like, "Oh, haha, that's a pretty funny cover." And then his like job is actually reading every book published. And I'm like, that can't be our tax dollars.
It was the 70s. There were fewer books. Fewer people writing books. Fewer people reading them.
There is
now it's all AI slop they'd have to read.
Oh God.
Yeah.
ChatGPT printouts, like.
Yeah, see, that's why they can't have that job now, because you would just be reading like, well, it's all those people, right, who have to like moderate posts on social media, and they just see like beheadings and like the worst like slurry of racism imaginable.
Oh yeah,
like,
they'll have to have therapy, and they're scared for their children.
Yeah,
like
that's
really
what that
horrific.
job would be now.
Yeah,
that got dark.
I mean, there's a moment of incredulity between two of the bigger, the head spooks, where it's like, you have guys doing that. Like it's like yeah, like we have like ops all over the country doing all sorts of stuff, and yeah, I mean it's funny to think about, just like filter feeding like a TV guide to see if it's like a this is flippant, but it's like a schizophrenia generator. It's like, find the code here.
Yeah.
Find the code in between like the Cheers episode reruns. Like there's a pattern. But yeah, no, you're right. The contemporary version is like forced to chat with like Base Liberal, the AI bot on Instagram. And like, it's like, so tell me what the Houthis are actually doing. It's like,
Okay, AI Deadpool. Let's talk about Yemen.
yeah. AI Deadpool telling you about Venezuela.
Also, why did he not know about it? The guy who was in charge of the whole plot, didn't he think to of a contingency plan when they had a whole sector that just read books, when his whole thing is in books? Like, why didn't he? I would be like, okay, get the, there are different ways to head that off.
I just because that guy is so little like runtime in the movie, and so like they go to his house. He lives in DC. Most of the movie's in New York, but he's in DC, and he has this like colossal mansion, and he's just kind of gormless. Like all that he does is he walks down his stairs and like grips his robe, and he's like, "Who are you? What's happened?" And then he gets ice. Like that's like all that he does.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that was like something to do with like, the figureheads don't even know what's going on. Like they don't even know what they're doing, even though, yeah, it's his plan, and he should have known there was like a book reading division that might catch his plans being propagated through books.
This is based on a book called 6 Days of the Condor. So maybe on one of the other days you find out.
So when that fucking rolled at the end, I was like, oh, guess they couldn't afford the other 3 days.
Yeah.
The production could only afford 3.
Yeah, what's happening?
Oh, thank God we're gonna get through this faster. they said 6 days. Nah, bitch, I can do that shit in 3.
This is not related to anything. I have never. So I've seen a bunch of movies with Faye Dunaway in it. She has never looked so much to me like Rosamund Pike. Did you guys like get that at all?
Oh,
I was like, I was like, she's giving Gone Girl. I'm feeling Gone Girl in this moment when she's just standing at like the kitchen counter. I never thought they looked alike, but in this movie, I really see it.
I can see that. I just rewatched The World's End really recently too. Rosamund Pike
nice.
is in.
might just watch Gone Girl again. Maybe I'll do
So
that. I'll do
good.
that tonight.
It's so good.
We do another episode on Gone Girl.
Yeah, we've never repeated episodes on this show.
No, episode 500.
I guess like I don't. Did they just add her in just so he has like a girlfriend? Because like she's just a lady who's going to Vermont.
I mean, that has to be it, right?
No.
Because otherwise, I mean, like from a studio I'm like maybe projecting and something here, but from a studio perspective, and maybe even from a writer's perspective, like a film with just like the spy intrigue perhaps isn't enough. We need a woman, and we need her to be completely plastic in this man's hands, like otherwise, like it's part of the fun, it's part of the intrigue, right? Is being a man of that's like that's a spook and that's powerful and that's on the run and wearing like very form-fitting jeans, like he's got to get the girl, right? Because that's like the target audience is going to want to is going to expect that, like I feel like I feel like it's targeting a male audience's expectations. No,
I mean, yeah, because I think I kept expecting her to like be, because like even in like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, there's women who are in the espionage game, right? So like when and this movie goes out of its way to be like, there's like I think two scenes where like once is to Redford's character and the other is like the CIA guys like chatting, but it's like, how did he find this woman? What methodology did you use to find her? And I'm like, oh, so she's like a agent, like she set him up, like she's. And then it's like, no, she's just a lady that you abused in her own home. That's all that this was.
I thought they were gonna do some kind of like ending with her, because Max von Sydow gives that big speech of like, one day someone you trust is gonna pull up in a car. And I thought they were gonna use her for like that or something. And it's like, oh, they got to her. We're so powerful. No, she didn't really have a conclusion.
I think she just went to Vermont to dump that guy.
For friends.
Yeah.
Good for her, I guess.
Yeah, she's just like, because they have that whole scene where he's like, so what are you going to say when you get there? And she's like, we're over or whatever, or like, it's just not working out. And it's like, that sucks. All right. Are you guys together now? Like, what does this mean?
There's a really weird level of ambiguity with it. She just kind of disappears from the plot.
Yeah, which is a shame because, she's magnetic on screen. Kind of a crazy sex scene, though.
It's nuts.
The way it's shot and edited is crazy.
It's one of the wilder sex scenes I think we've seen on this show, and this is a show primarily about sex scenes. It's they're like fucking, but then it's like intercut with like shots of her photography.
Yeah, and there's like something really trepidatious about like the filmmaking, because it's like, I mean, I guess it's sort of interesting in theory because it's like these like slow pans over these photographs and then like slow pans of like non-sexual skin touching non-sexual skin. And so like, I mean, I guess I can't say that I've seen that before, but I don't think that the end result was in any way
libidinally satisfying.
Really. Yeah, like it didn't even like filmically do like sex to me. Like the photos didn't seem to be like an analog for sex or like anything. Like is it saying that she's as empty as her photographs are? Because I don't think there's enough character of her to like make that judgment one way or the other.
I read it as like it's them being two very lonely people finding each other. And then like kind of this uncaring world it keeps kind of like cutting back to. I don't know. Felt like I was meeting it more than halfway there. But it's also like, yeah, your girlfriend died like 8 hours ago.
like eight hours ago, and he was like hanging out with the book homies. Like he wasn't lonely at all.
No, there wasn't. I mean, they killed his friend in front of him or whatever. But like, I don't know. You need to do more if that's. If the thing you're trying to emphasize is like this character is now completely isolated,
or like he never grieves.
Yeah.
He never.
Right.
Like, some of it is like, oh, he's
no,
got to
not
keep
really.
moving, but there should be a moment where he had a breakdown or something. But I guess it's part of the fantasy. He's like, oh, he's a cold spot. It's like, no, he's a sad nerd.
Yeah. Yeah.
His job is books. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like that, I'm kind of repeating myself, but it's a really bizarre power play where he, is able to completely clock a woman psychologically because I guess he's a book guy by doing just like basic semiotic, like, I've, like the art therapist in Parasite where she's like, that's the schizophrenia area in the painting. Like that, and it scares the shit out of the mother. Like it's this like, the trees don't have leaves on it. Like, I don't think you want to go to Vermont. I don't think you want to be anywhere. And I mean, like the photographs are like ultimately like, they're just amateur. They're just like the things that you see. They're like vernacular photography of like landscapes and like journeys and things that you saw that were pretty and like a rule of thirds exercise. And he's like, no, I've got you like just clocked top to bottom. And like I think it really is all about like him having like all of the power over her. Like it's like we're seeing, because we've been told by the character what these photographs are, and they're evidence. They're evidence of her condition, which I mean, the film is like being a woman, and incidental to being a woman is being suicidally unhappy with skiing and your boyfriend in Vermont.
Well, Craig, she's unmarried.
Exactly.
So
No
but
kids.
For real. She's childless. She lives in a really cool New York apartment. And she's independent.
Oh my God, so good.
And she's independent. So she's got to be fucking, like there's got to be something missing, and it's spy dad. It's spy boyfriend. It's a stand-in for the writer.
Yeah, she's got the sickest apartment of all time in Brooklyn Heights, which I didn't know was a neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And it has like a recessed portion of the apartment where the bed goes. It's an incredible apartment. She must be mentally and emotionally void. Exactly. That's the only excuse to explain womanhood here.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that it was a basement apartment, like they unlatched the gate, they're heading down to the basement apartment. I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be dire. And it's like, no, she's living good. She's
it's sick down there.
She's fucking based. But yeah, I think it's just all about like the power fantasy, and we're like his semiotic read becomes our semiotic read, like because we don't have a choice after he's told us what the photographs are, Yeah,
but, I mean that's interesting because when I was watching the movie, I kind of just thought that was like, here, this is something. Now she's not just like a cardboard cutout. Now she's a cardboard cutout that has color in it, right? Like she's like I thought it was just like giving her like something to do, but no, like, what is happening there? Like what's the point of him like psychically diagnosing her for like thinking trees without leaves are cool, or simply the crime, or simply the crime of taking a photograph in November? Like it's not like you have like. It's not the cheerful time of year. But yeah, that is sort of, go ahead.
She gets in on the like kidnapping of I forget his name, the agent guy, one of the head agents. She's like
Higgins. Yeah.
Higgins, yeah. It's like that. You just met this lady, and now she's doing espionage for you, putting her life at risk for no reason.
She immediately Sharon Tates. She's just like, granted, a mailman has just tried to kill both of them. But like, like she's just Stockholm syndromed into like, being like almost better than Robert Redford at spy. I mean, she forces the hand of a career spook, right? She's like, she's she's doing the thing of like handing the teller a post-it note that says "I have a gun" without displaying the gun, and like hits him.
You're onto something. I think that Patty Hearst was like 1 or 2 years before this, so they're like, "Quick, we got to put that in here. You have got to put Patty Hearst in this immediately." Did
I say Sharon Tate?
You said Sharon Tate. Yeah.
Okay, well, different type of thing. She didn't get helter-skeltered in the film. Mercy B.
I thought you were I thought you were referring to the home invasion aspect of it, and I was like, oh yeah, kinda.
She's Patty.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're just like, oh, we got to get a Patty in here. All women are doing Patty Hearst now.
What if she was like so Patty Hearst, but she was like great at it?
I don't know. That might be the key to this, because she's very pliable. This lady seemingly without an inner life. Well, do we have any final thoughts about 3 Days of the Condor?
I do feel like the cat and mouse between Redford and Max von Sydow could have been like its own movie. I love. Of course, like you have one of the finest actors on the planet that ever acted. And his monologue about like one day a car is going to stop next to you and someone that you know or love is going to step out. It's actually really chilling. And it's like it's really beautifully delivered. I mean, he's there are fine performances throughout this film, but that man is just on a different level. When he's like when he ices the guy and he's like staging it as a suicide, it's all like very, very casual. It's very there's such an effortlessness to his performance, and in selling this idea of like the affectless Scandinavian killer that will like do the game respects game thing. Like, if I wanted you to die, you would be dead, but like I respect your hustle. Like you did a good job.
Come to Europe with me, man.
Yeah. There's an alternate universe. There's like string theory. There's an alternate universe where Robert Redford and Max just go out on a fucking adventure. Like they're like buddy assassins. But yeah, fantastic. It's fantastic that he's in this, and like he really does elevate the caliber of film that we're seeing.
Yeah. Well, and that monologue is incredible. That's probably my favorite bit of dialogue in the movie. It's just delivered so well. And I'm like, damn, maybe you shouldn't go back to New York. I hate to see it.
You guys ever see the movie Sneakers?
No.
No.
Oh, it's a hacker movie from the 90s, but it also stars Robert Redford. And I remember seeing that movie and being like, Robert Redford seems really old to be playing like a hacker, even though he's like working with like a younger team or whatever. And then when I saw him in this, I was like, oh, okay, I think that's why he's in Sneakers, is because he was in this. That would explain,
Yeah.
that casting decision.
Yeah, because he like invented phone freaking in this movie.
Yeah. It's like a spiritual successor, except it's a comedy. It's not really a horrifying a political thing.
Yeah,
vision of America.
Like it really does track, because like all the President's Men, he plays like. Isn't he like fucking Woodward or Bernstein in that fucking movie? Or am I mistaken?
Yeah.
So it's like, of course, he's like he also plays a disgraced colonel in a movie with he's in a prison with the Sopranos guy,
James Gandolfini
and Robert Redford. He's like he plays like government spook stuff, like America stuff. Like that's like what I associate Redford with,
I think the final freeze frame is crazy, because it like goes to black and white and slowly zooms in right on his face, and then the credits roll. It's very striking to me. It's very weird.
I actually, I really do love that. Speaking of that, Shannon, I really do love that ending.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a good way to, and because it would be so disingenuous, right? To be like, oh, we made a movie where, well, guess what? I told the failing New York Times about your plan to strip mine the Middle East. It's over, buddy. See you in prison. And then he's like, are they even going to publish it? And all Redford can do is be like, yeah, they definitely will, and walk away, becoming less sure each time he says it.
Yeah, that didn't occur to me. They have the same exchange like 2 or 3 times, no? Where it's like, are you sure? Like, you're really sure about that?
Oh, interesting.
You know? You know, it's not singular. It doesn't leave you, the fact of its repetition makes it feel thinner, right? It makes it feel like I mean, the ending is ambiguous, but it's like it's darkly ambiguous, right? Like, it's like because it's stated more than once, it feels the thing of like repeating dialogue or even repeating a word more than once, it starts to feel like fake. It's not actually a path forward. Yeah. Where once you like believe that suddenly, Redford being pursued by, in that moment, a bunch of guys in the car are like about to drive by him and shit. Like, he's like, oh no, I'm in front of the newspaper, bitch. I handed all this to my buddy, and there's a quick little like, nope, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really elegant. It's a really elegant ending. Yeah.
Yeah. I really liked this. I gave this 4 stars.
4 stars from me as well.
Yeah, I think it came down a little hard. I thought it was a little dry. Well, I was expecting I don't know, again, I was expecting
an airplane.
I don't know, an airplane. Well, I don't know, just something like a little more hot-blooded or something. But yeah, 4 stars. Surreal, seeing outside and inside the World Trade Center. Unpleasant, didn't like it.
It was sort of weird.
It's always a jump scare. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it is funny just to see to see a movie where the World Trade Center is so heavily featured. It does make it is kind of, it doesn't sit right. You're like, oh. Good thing nothing ever happens there.
No world-changing,
horrible
events in our lifetimes took place there.
Yeah, it becomes retroactively distracting just because.
Yeah, yes.
Good thing that's not a symbol of American imperial might.
Yeah, good thing that has nothing to do with what this movie's about.
Have y'all seen the YouTube video of Megan drinking apple juice?
No.
You should watch it
no.
after this. Anyway, it's
Hold
like
on,
10 seconds long.
I'm Googling it right now.
You can watch it right now.
Yeah. Here, wait. I'll drop it in the chat. It must be this.
It's very short. I shouldn't even.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Oh my god! I've never seen a video that so accurately displays the jump from the 20th century to the 21st century.
Yeah, it's right there. She's even got the American flag shirt on. That's crazy.
Oh my
I didn't notice
god!
that.
Right.
Fuck.
Old
Man.
Navy.
Yeah, it's the, because didn't 9/11 happen at 9 a.m.? That seems early for apple juice to me too.
Holy
That's
shit.
crazy. Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
sorry.
you for that.
I see. I'm not linking this, obviously. My top recommended looking at this video is British guy reacts to 9/11 as events unfold. And he's crying in the thumbnail, and it says heartbreaking, no, 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 with the towers in the background. That's so gross. Anyway, when if I know know people fairly well. If I'm at like a get together, I'll be like, "Have you guys seen Megan drinking apple juice?" I'm not trying to make light of something terrible that happened. It's just like it's such a weird time capsule, and this title spoils it. But I think the old one didn't.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's an incredible bit of footage.
Me sowing, me reaping. I live in a land of excess and nothing can touch me. It's like, oh fuck.
Yeah. Look at me decadently enjoying my appled beverage at 9 a.m.
Holy shit.
Shannon, did you have a star rating for the movie?
I don't. It's tough. Because for me it's very uneven. Just like emotionally watching it. Because like I said, it feels. I was pleasantly surprised rewatching it that the girlfriend, who is Asian, I guess like East Asian, he makes a comment she's never been to China. I don't really know what that was.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I think he's like negging her ability to like read Chinese effectively.
Right.
Yeah. Weird. But I was happy she wasn't like a stereotype at all. Or like even in the office, she seemed like respected and part of the team. And then she dies, and he forgets about her, and then he like kidnaps and traumatizes Faye Dunaway, and like instantly falls in love with him. That's really hard for me to get over.
Yeah.
Or the part where he's like, "Well, I didn't rape you." It's like, what is wrong with you, dude? But looking at it more through the lens of like, this guy sucks. I like it a lot more because he does a lot of cool stuff. But then again, he uses people as human shields, and he doesn't really. I mean, my interpretation of the ending is definitely like he dies. Like, there's no way.
Right.
That gets a happy ending.
Yeah.
Overall, I don't know if I could give it a star rating. It's kind of uneven for me. It feels longer than it is.
That's fair.
But there was no spot where I felt like it was paced too slowly. I like the beginning. He's kind of like he puts his like hat over his face so the lady who manages the camera can't see it, or he does something silly like that at the beginning. But it's also there's like throwaway stuff where he's like, "Oh yeah, she has the gun because she's scared she would have gotten raped." And it's like you just say that like so offhand.
Yeah.
It's a weird movie.
It's like she's a
couldn't
CIA
just have a gun
agent,
'cause
dude.
She's a CIA guard.
Like, what was she?
Is that
She's,
not
like, works
justification
there during the
enough to
daytime and
have
has-
a gun?
Yeah, it's weird. It's like
her
she
body-
got shot instead.
Her body's still warm, and he's like, "Yeah." So this was also her psychopathology, and it's like, no, no, dude. I think she was.
Pictures she took. She really didn't like men.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Robert Redford's character is a
Yeah, I
fucking
blocked
menace
that
in this
out.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's quite a judgy guy.
Yeah. I like the character touch of him picking up her cigarette, or maybe he was scared it would just kind of catch everything on fire.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm mixed. I'm glad that we talked about it, though. It's a really interesting movie, and I would recommend watching it, and also watching those like Clute, Parallax View, and All the President's Men, which I think are better movies, but I also haven't seen them in a minute. So, and I love Tinker Tailor as well.
Yeah, I've got to see those. I've heard about All the President's Men a bunch, but I've never gotten that far.
Parallax View is upsetting. If I recall correctly, that was the one that like got under my skin the most. But no, they're good.
Nice. I'll have to check them out. Okay. Well, Shannon Strucci, thank you so much for coming back on the show. Where can people find you online? You and the things that you do.
You can find me on Blue Sky if you look up Strucci, Strucci. I am a player on the teen superhero not teen superhero, that's the old show. The Southern Gothic like road trip body horror show, Oddity Roadshow. Critical Bits was the teen superhero one. And if you go on YouTube and type in like fake friends parasocial, you can find my old video essays as well. I did another podcast guest spot, but it won't be out till November, I think. And I don't know if I should like talk about what it was. It was like a cool interview that I did, but I'll post about that on my Blue Sky when it's out. I don't really go on Twitter anymore. My Twitter's at Plenty of Alcoves, but I locked it. I was like, I'm done with this.
It's I've been like dipping my toe back in just because like so much of like animation worldwide is still on Twitter, so I'm like having to like push my stuff over there, and I'm like, oh my god, it doesn't feel good. Like
It's bleak.
Like, well, and like truly like the engagement is like rock bottom. It's just like I don't know. I don't think I'm seeing like friends post so much. I mean, I'm seeing atrocities aplenty, but that's it really. Is there a movie you've seen lately that you liked or didn't like particularly?
I quite liked Weapons.
Me too.
I like that.
I
That one
enjoyed
was
it a lot.
fun.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my letterbox trying to see if there's anything else recently that I really liked. I think Weapons was the most interesting. Yeah, and I like Friendship a lot too, and Sinners, but that's going a little further back.
Jennifer, you have to watch Weapons so we can talk about it.
Weapons is amazing.
I really want to see it. I'm sorry that I've been making these two talk around whatever happens in that movie for weeks now.
You can find the show wherever you get your podcasts. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Wherever you're listening, please rate, please review, please subscribe. You can interact with the show if you want to ask questions. Friend of the show, Corinne Moe, wanted to ask a question, and she's like, but I have to figure out how to word it. And I'm like, do you want me to just restate the question that you asked? And she's like, no, because there's like an anecdote that goes along with it. So anyway, I guess she's going to ask a question eventually.
My computer crashed, but Naji Kirima recommended a movie for us. I'll send it along once I get it back.
Thank you, Naji.
Okay,
sorry, Naji Kirima.
Yeah, you can interact with the show. You can do that on Instagram. You can do that in like the Spotify comments. You could leave a comment on Apple Podcasts. Actually, that'd be really nice if you wanted to do that. And you can email the show, that's swimfanspodcast@gmail.com. You can also find the show on all the social medias. So Blue Sky, Instagram, Letterboxd, that's user swimfanspod, swimfanspod.com on Blue Sky. And we have a Patreon. Okay, so that's patreon.com/swimfans. For as low as $1 a month, you can subscribe and get access to all the stuff in the Patreon. So yeah, thank you to all the patrons. We really appreciate it. And you can find me at all those same social medias, Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd. That's user Amons, AMONNS. I saw Together. It was like okay. I won't like spoil it if you haven't seen it. I thought the body horror was cool, but there's just like it was a movie that just had entirely too much like plot when like the central metaphor I think is enough to make a movie about.
Yep.
And so I think it kind of sunk the movie like a stone because like the main visual metaphor, it couldn't be clearer, and yet they put like a bunch of world building around it unnecessary. Jennifer.
You can follow me on Blue Sky, diatron5.swimfanspod.com. I'm on Letterboxd Diatron. I rewatched Uncut Gems for like the first time in like 5 years or something. It's still really great. I might like pick up that 4K and just watch it again soon. Like it's I don't know. All these years and times watching that movie later, it still works immensely, and I'm kind of sad we won't get another Safdie brothers collaborative film, because it looks like they're basically just doing their own things now. But I am excited for whatever that each brother has releasing this year. Should be good. Craig.
You can find me at Craig Neeson on Instagram and Letterboxd, CraigNeeson.com. I did see Saint Maud for the first time, which I was kind of like lukewarm about, but I would like to revisit it in the future when I was expecting to get spooked, and I was not spooked. I thought it was a horror film.
I liked Saint. I'll say this about Saint Maud: it felt like a first film.
Yeah, it does. But there's like really cool parts. Yeah,
and I really love how small it is too. Like it's really just Maud. Like Maud's the whole movie,
right?
Which I think is admirable. Yeah. Sorry, if you had more to say.
But really, I wanted to say that I played through after years of being gifted it, Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 under my belt.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Jennifer sent it to me as a kind of an obligation years ago.
Yes,
it's been sitting
it was
for literal years, and now I finally get it. I get it. I'm a little OD'd on it, and I need to wait to do Snake Eater. I did like the tutorial. Like I gotta put this down.
It's really good.
I'm not going to enjoy it. I got to give it some time. But yeah, amazing. I get it now. I understand. Mr. Kojima, fire when ready.
Craig on font terrible has logged on.
I'm so glad you finally played through it because, like, just knowing you, I'm like, this is such your shit. Like, I know that if you play this, you will love this.
No, like I was basically it was my version of like girls' night, slumber party. We're doing our nails together and telling jokes. That was like me rolling around with my Switch. You know, like imagine that. Like they're having fun. They're gossiping. That's me. I'm just like rolling around, smiling at my Switch. That was happening the entire time.
You were just kicking your legs, watching Raiden be naked. You're like, TV.
Sniper Wolf is begging for death.
Did you know the Raiden twist?
No,
going into 2.
No.
How did that feel? One question we can call it after this.
Yeah. At first I was like, I don't like this, but then like once you get settled into Raiden as a character, I was completely fine with it. And then seeing Snake from that remove, seeing Snake as a character that you're not playing was actually really great. And seeing how and like they're doing their own op that you're not like a part of, is actually a really lovely subversion. Yeah, there was a lot of friction for like 30 minutes, and then I was like, oh no, I like this. I like this because every time I have to save the game, my girlfriend accuses me of being not present in our relationship.
You're like, but babe, it's Iroquois Pliskin.
And she's like, you don't even know what today is. It's our anniversary. Would you like to save your data, asshole?
Holy shit. The last thing I want to say before we end it here, thank you so much for listening to all of SwimFans Full Clip. This was, I think, probably the longest summer series, right? I feel like this one had more episodes than others.
I don't know offhand.
If I'm wrong, don't correct me. I had fun. We hope you guys had fun too. Thanks for coming along with us. And we're back to nonsense next week.
We have an annual tradition that continues next week. Real heads know what's coming.
Yeah, like I said, nonsense.
Get ready for that slab.
Oh, we're back to the slab. All right. Okay,
all right.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.